What's up, Fear Fam and all you fearless shinobi? We're gonna do a Naruto Storm 4 tier list in Road to Boruto on ranking Sasuke's from weakest to strongest, or worst to best. There are going to be a lot of things for us to consider. If you guys find this video helpful, if you enjoyed it, if you want more videos like this, make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment so we can get a discussion going. We're going to grab the first Sasuke. First, let's talk about Sasuke. There's two versions of this tier list, okay? The first version is the version for the average or casual player, and the experienced veterans or players that still haven't broken the skill ceilings on these characters to fully release Sasuke's full potential and full power in the game, okay? Some of you may or may not realize that there are skill ceilings with these characters, and some of you may or may not realize how good some of these characters are, and we're going to get that discussion going here today. Let's discuss these tiers, right? So F tier is a failure, right? It means that it's not a passing grade, it's below 50%, right? D's in the 50s, C's in the 60s, B's in the 70s, A's in the 80s, and then so forth. And then basically S tier is for above and beyond. Characters that change the nature of the game so much that you have to play around them, and they do so in a meaningful way. Okay, so you're going to want to watch the whole video because the real tier list comes later. Okay, I think I did it. I did that in like about a minute, okay? So this should be the tier list that most people think about. This is pretty much what the tier list looks like for the majority of people that will ever play this game, regardless of how good you get. We'll put the Kid Sasuke or PTS Sasuke in C tier or D tier. It doesn't really matter. I pretty much think that there are no Sasukes in D tier because it's Sasuke Uchiha. If you put the projectile fireball jutsu on this Sasuke, you can actually get some pretty decent value with him. That's at least C tier in my opinion. Well, that's the thing. C tier is average, right? So if you're in C tier, you're performing on an average. That means that you can at least compete with average level characters, right? So I would say he's at least C tier and out of D tier if you use the fireball jutsu. Of course, I like Chidori. Can you play with Chidori and do well with Chidori? Yes, you can, but it's going to be kind of tough. Why is this Sasuke better than this Sasuke, even though they pretty much have the same moveset? Well, this one in Awakening actually has a much better Awakening. He gets the curse mark, whereas this one doesn't get the curse mark. That's the reason why this one is always going to be better than this one. His curse mark Awakening puts him there. Why is he so low? He has really low damage output combos, so over time, that's a big detriment, and you're not going to get as much damage in. He doesn't have a lot of range. The Awakenings are not that good. This one is definitely much better than this one, but they're still not that great. There are a lot of games where you won't be able to awaken. Then what are you going to do? Then you're just left with base form Sasuke, Kid Sasuke, PTS Sasuke, and that leaves you not with a lot of threat, right? Like, you have to think about how this character performs in relation to all the other characters in the game, and how good is this character at solving the problems of, say, the top 10, top 20 strongest characters in the game. Because the top 10, top 20 strongest characters in the game will have certain abilities and have certain lethal threats that you have to either neutralize or not get killed by or have answers to, and he just doesn't have any answers to any of those things, so he's just an average character. This Sasuke is definitely better because, if anything, you can throw your ultimate jutsu out and it'll stun something. Unfortunately, it's on the ground, so it's going to neutralize not a lot of things, because a lot of projectiles will go up and over, and so it's not really going to do anything there. There's a lot of tips and tricks you can do with this ultimate that people don't use, that you've probably seen in some of my videos when I show gameplay of him, because I use him a lot. This Sasuke has really amazing combos. Out of all the Sasukes, he has the best combos. Combo cancels, creative combos, really amazing, interesting stuff. And that says a lot about this game when the best combo Sasuke is in B- tier. That's kind of how the meta of this game operates. It operates on jutsu layering formerly known as Jutsu buffering. Jutsu support glitch, which I've made videos on and how that works and why it's not really a positive glitch. It's more on the game-breaking side, but a lot of the competitive community has taken this glitch in as something that just is part of the game, and they don't see anything wrong with it for the most part. So the reason why I would put him in B tier and not C tier is just for the fact that he has Chidori in this form, and the Chidori is phenomenal. It can be, like, even for beginners or average level players, you can get some double sub traps, waste people's substitution bars. It definitely is a higher level jutsu that requires a lot of thinking and strategy as well. So the mistake should not be made that, oh, Chidori is easy. It's not. It's still very... You would have to have a lot of skill to fully bring out that jutsu. Most people don't use it because there's easier options that we'll find out. So this Sasuke is the first one to get Inferno Fireball, and just for the fact that he has Inferno Fireball as an option, I'll put him higher. Just because of that jutsu is so good that just having that jutsu can carry him. But almost no one would use this character when you can use these because they also get Inferno Fireball. The 5 Kage Summit Sasuke is the one that starts getting all these other jutsus. Like, he gets Amaterasu as a jutsu that's really good but hard to use. So I'll still put him behind here. I'll put this Sasuke here. I'll put this Sasuke here because he's more of a skill-based Sasuke. He's kind of a hidden treasure. This is the EMS Sasuke, right? He has a really good ultimate jutsu that gives him invincibility frames. He has some new jutsus. Mainly he has really good combos, combo priority, combo range, and a phenomenal tilt, where these arrows go across the map, right? And they can stun people. I put this Sasuke here because he's really accessible and easy to use. You can get a lot of value from him, and out of all the Sasukes, this one might have the best priority in lag, or if the frame rate drops or the game gets laggy on you, you actually have a really good chance to get combo priority. Now, his jutsus are not that great. He has Chidori Fireball. He's a kind of very average Sasuke in many different ways. And his best version of himself, so this is Hebi Sasuke or Kirin Sasuke, okay, those two Sasukes. He's been great since Storm 2. He's always been a fantastic character. And I would say his best version of himself is probably in Generations, Storm 3, or Revolution. So this is actually not even his best version. This is probably his second worst version. He's probably or even just tied for worst with Storm 2, because he had these shurikens in Storm 2 that went in a single line that could pressure someone from across the map. It was insane and absolutely amazing. So this might be... He's either tied for worst, this is his worst game, or it's his, like, second worst game. I guess you could also maybe make the argument for Generations, but in Generations, he had an amazing tilt loop, and he had a lot of good things going for him. So this Sasuke, I would say, is a phenomenal Sasuke, but I noticed in lag, or in situations where frame rate drops, he doesn't perform as well, because he doesn't have as much recovery in his combos. So what is recovery, right? When you punch and then you jump block, or you pill cancel, or you do some kind of cancel, right? Will the character be able to recover fast or slow? Will they be left open after they strike? So say they strike, are they now open, or can they strike and then get back into it? So a good example of this is Storm 2 Kakashi, or people say Storm 3 Kakashi, but really it's Storm 2 Kakashi because that's where that Kakashi came from. He can attack and immediately defend, and he has crazy hitboxes and priority and all that. So this Sasuke is phenomenal, for sure, but he's more of a high skill tier character, right? And a lot of people don't get to this level where they can use him, or justify using him when they can play these Sasuke. So this is Wandering Sasuke and the Last Sasuke. Now, both of these Sasukes are the best Sasukes in the game for players that are new to the game, and players that are average at the game, or players that have been playing a really long time but looking to play more casually, or players that are playing a really long time and have become, say, like low tier to mid tier top level players. An elo system of skill, which you can see in Overwatch. This is the tier list for the majority of people in the world that ever play this game, and that'll be interesting for you. So why is this important, right? This is important because you don't want to waste your time, and you want to enjoy the game, you want to have fun, and you want to get the most out of it. And sometimes there's time restrictions where you just don't have a lot of time to play this game. Other times there's other types of restrictions like that will limit your skill for various different reasons. We don't need to get into them. Maybe health, because you want to say, hey, like, I really like Sasuke. I don't want to waste my time here on Kid Sasuke or Taka Sasuke. I want to put all my time into the Last Sasuke, for instance, right? Or Wandering Sasuke, or Six Paths Sasuke, or Kirin Hebi Sasuke. And I just want to be the best that I can, the best Sasuke I can, and this is where I'm going with that. And it's all up to your personal preference and knowing yourself. You should always look to know yourself. The only reason why you'd play some of these other Sasukes like Taka, this Sasuke, or 5 Kage, or EMS is if you want to do something specific, if you want to challenge yourself. So let's get into the real tier list here. The real tier list is something that we do including skill ceilings. In the game where you have to fight all these other strong characters, and we're looking at matchups. So if Hebi slash Sasuke Kirin or Sasuke Hebi fights all the characters in the game, like you're playing in ranked, or you're playing against friends, or you're playing in a tournament, and any combination of characters can come up, how well will Hebi Sasuke do or Kirin Sasuke do? So there's something called the skill ceiling. So each one of these Sasukes has a skill ceiling that you basically cannot break through, okay? And I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out where that ceiling is and how and if it's possible to break through and how far I can push these Sasukes so that I can make this tier list for you guys. Let's go through this and let's work through this. So I'm going to leave this Sasuke here in C tier. You know, if the top 20 best players in the world, top 10 best players in the world played this character, right, against even something like Danzo, Kaguya, Neji, right, but people that are not as skilled as them, and there's a significant skill difference, they can win with this Sasuke. That's not what this is about, right? This is about determining the individual character's skill ceiling. So there's your individual skill, right? And then you take this character, and how far can you, like, really take this character, right? I'm going to put this one here A-, because the issue with him, right? A lot of people would put him in like B+, A-, and the reason for that is I think Chidori and Inferno Fireball are amazing jutsus, and this Sasuke actually has those amazing jutsus. He has really good speed in his combos, he just has no range, and that really hurts him a lot. He does have that easy infinite, which is super good, and I think his ultimate's pretty good too, but I can't remember. I think it's pretty good. A-tier characters are really good, right? Like really, really good. Fantastic characters that have fantastic abilities, but they cannot be S-tier characters, right? If they can't beat other S-tier characters. They don't have to beat all the other S-tier characters, but they have to be able to at least compete with some S-tier characters, right? And they have to, it can't just be like one situation. It needs to be able to be like, hey, they can actually hold their own. So, I mean, you could technically pick this Sasuke and use his Inferno Fireball and over again, but why would you ever pick him when you can pick these Sasukes? And definitely these Sasukes can compete with other S tier and S+ tier characters. The proof for that is that they're used in the meta all the time with like a lot of top level players from low, mid to high, maybe even top 500 players. Yeah, definitely as well, top 500 players. We don't really have an official top 500, but I mean, you can at least tell some of the people who would be in top 500 or not. You can put him in S- because he competes with S and S+ tier characters. I've used this Sasuke enough to know, as long as you have a good connection and it's not lagging, this Sasuke is not just S- tier, he's S tier. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's potentially the best character in the game if you can fully master him and fully understand his kit, from his tilt to his shurikens to his jutsu to his combos, and how all that works together in a team and how you can counter other teams and other characters and other players. He's for sure S tier. Maybe the best character in the game. Maybe not, but maybe. if you push him to his absolute maximum, because he has a very, very, very high skill ceiling. So this Sasuke is the best Sasuke in the game. A lot of people think that. A lot of people don't. But that's my opinion. This Sasuke is the best Sasuke in the game. This Sasuke, this is going to be controversial, right? This Sasuke, in my opinion, is the second best Sasuke in the game. The only reason why you would put him behind these two is the Infernal Fireball and the ease and reliability of this infinite combo that these guys have going on. The other element to why these characters are so good that nobody talks about is the characters themselves, like the character model in the game, is bigger. So they're literally larger. They kind of have the Kaguya effect, where she's one of the tallest characters, if not the tallest character in the game, with a different hitbox. These Sasukes are just larger, so they have certain properties that a lot of other characters in the game don't have. And if you ever think that this, or like the Wandering Sasuke or the Last Sasuke are the best characters in the game, you might be right. At the highest level, you might be right, and that will be actually the hidden reason why nobody talks about is the range that the character has, and the height advantage and range and lungeability that the character has, as well as priority, and there's just overall consistency. This character works really, really well in laggy situations, or in situations where the frame rate drops, more so than a lot of other characters in the game. And it still affects him, but it's a great, solid, reliable character. Now, why would I ever say something as crazy as EMS Sasuke is better than Wandering Sasuke and the Last Sasuke? Reason for that is, of course, he has an issue here where his jutsu is not as powerful as these jutsus, although he does have two Amaterasu type jutsus. He has the one where he slices and sends out like a Ichigo type jutsu. He has the Amaterasu jutsu on the ground that goes in a straight linear line and a beeline. He has Fireball, he has Chidori, he has all these things, right? But the thing about him is his combos are so absolutely phenomenal in terms of their range, in terms of their priority, in terms of their unique properties. And he even has some combo cancels too. So he has a combo cancel to ultimate too. It's definitely more difficult than these, less reliable, but man, is it good. He has invincibility frames in his ultimate jutsu. The thing that really separates him is his tilt. His tilt might be the best tilt in the game at the highest level. It's super, super frustrating to deal with. It's phenomenal. I mean, this guy's just really underrated, really phenomenal. So you might be thinking, why is this tier list important to me? Well, if you really want to get good at the game, if you're finding that you're loving this game, if you really like this game, I would suggest to play certain Sasukes over others, because some will run into a skill ceiling, right? Where you'll never be able to even put him in A tier, for instance, for most people. He'll be B-, right? B+, B-. Same thing with this. Like this Sasuke, like Taka Sasuke does the wildest swing from like pretty much like a C tier, right? B-, something like that, all the way up to like an A+. I'm still working on him to see if he could be an S-. For instance, when he fights against Nagato, when Taka Sasuke fights against Nagato, Hashirama, Six Paths Obito, like he's done, bro. Like unless you have the Fireball Jutsu, which most people won't have, right? And unless you just use him as a combo support or combo helper, meaning you use a different character to fight the really strong characters. Say you use Neji, right? To battle all the really strong characters, and then when you waste subs, you go into Taka Sasuke for combos, creative and cool combos. You could do that, but why would you do that when all you have to do is do Neji's down combo and do an infinite and waste subs? So the game gets kind of really boring sometimes on a practical level, on a level where you're looking at what works in terms of optimizing and that kind of stuff. And I'll talk a lot about those things on my channel. If you want to challenge yourself, if you want to prove yourself, if you want to just have fun, you know, you can play any Sasuke you want. But if you really, really, really want to play competitively, you're looking at these two Sasukes and then these other two Sasukes. So this Sasuke is better than this Sasuke. They're basically exactly the same. Some people like the outfit or costume of the last Sasuke more, or even the title, right? However, this one is known to be better, mainly because of what he can do on block strings. He has a slight advantage in certain situations. But really, they're the same. This one's just a bit better in certain situations. It's not like they're worlds apart. At the end of the day, if you really wanted to use the last Sasuke, you don't have to use Wandering Sasuke. Especially if your playstyle isn't going to benefit from it and you don't do certain things. So, my opinion, if you want to be the best Sasuke player in the world, you're going to play Six Paths Sasuke, and eventually your skills will catch up. And then you're going to find out, right? You're going to find out, can you break skill ceiling? If you can't break the skill ceiling, you're going to move to this Sasuke. But if you can't break that skill ceiling, then you're going to move to these Sasukes. One, like Six Paths Sasuke, then EMS Sasuke, right? If you can't get that to work, then you're going to go to the Wandering Sasuke or the last Sasuke. And if somehow that doesn't work for you, I would say your fundamentals are not that strong, because there's been a lot of success and a lot of people replicating these Sasuke's success in really high-level games. The only other option I would probably say is Hebi/Kirin Sasuke as a 1, 2, 3, 4, as a fifth option. And I've seen at very high-level plays a few different people use 5 Kage Summit Sasuke at a very high level, because you can use him at a pretty high level, but there's certain situations too where he doesn't do as well in. So I wouldn't even really consider these other Sasukes, like Taka Sasuke, this Sasuke, these kid Sasukes, probably even Hebi Sasuke. It's really these top 3 or 4 Sasukes. Like, why is 5 Kage Summit Sasuke above Taka Sasuke? Well, he has lunges in his combos. After the second or third hit, he kind of flies across the map, and that is more valuable if you can get that. If you can just like mash for a bit, like a second or two, you get that wind up going, and then he can actually get a priority on someone in the second and third part of his combo that other Sasukes don't have. Like, this Sasuke can't do that. This Sasuke kind of doesn't really do that. Does it a bit, but it's not really effective. And this Sasuke just has initial priority and really good recovery frames. That's Hebi Sasuke. 5 Kage Summit Sasuke is a bit of a specialist in wild card, where he could kind of go anywhere. He even has like a pretty cool glitch. That's the ultimate jutsu glitch. It's kind of cool. His ultimate is really good because you have some counterplay with, say, puppets or people casting jutsus. Anytime they use a jutsu, you can just use an ultimate jutsu and then waste a sub. It's instantaneous too, right? So you don't have to worry about casting time. So it's very possible like that these two Sasukes, Hebi Sasuke and 5 Kage Summit Sasuke, are interchangeable. It's hard to say which one's better. This one does have an easy infinite combo, so I'll probably just put him above this one for reliability. I hope that's helped you. So if you like Sasuke and you want to see where to go with him and where to put your time, and think about the type of person you are and type of player you are, and then think about the type of player and person you want to become when you play this game. And you're going to get your answer for which Sasuke you're going to play as. Okay? Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. And I hope you have a fantastic day, an amazing day. If not, I hope it gets better for you soon. Peace.
Shall we begin?